Wondering what Libra season has in store for you? Let's use the tarot and your zodiac chart to figure that out. Hey there, if you haven't met me yet, I'm Leesa. I'm a certified tarot consultant whose goal is to help you make your life amazing using the power of the tarot. And if you are new here, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. On this channel, I do pick a card readings, Tarotscope readings like this one, meditations, other tarot related videos. Would love to have you join us. So I have two parts to this video. In the first part, we are going to discuss just a little bit about what we can expect during Libra season. And then from there, I'm going to go ahead and do the Tarotscope reading for each sign. So while I'm getting set up and while I'm shuffling, let's just discuss a little bit about what we can all expect to see during Libra season. So Libra is the season of the scales, and it is all about that concept of balance. So for me in the Northern Hemisphere, this is one of my favorite times of year because we are moving into the season of autumn. If you are in the Southern Hemisphere, then of course you're moving into the season of spring. But once again, it's all about balance, that balance of light and dark. So that's a very common theme for this time of the year. Libra is also a cardinal air sign. So there's a lot of energy in regards to making, looking at new things or breathing new life in new things. It is also a sign that's ruled by Venus. So there's an awful lot that you should expect too about being very other-centric, enjoying the beauty in other people, enjoying socializing with other people. This is a sign that's typically loves the arts or being very creative. It's also all about, or it could be about, that idea of things being fair, some of those ideas of justice or social justice. All these things are kind of wrapped up in this concept of Libra. Okay, so let's, if we look at it though, of course, we all experience things a little bit differently. So let's talk just briefly about what you should be doing right now. Hopefully you know your sun sign. Most people know their sun sign. That's when your birthday is. But it would be great if you also knew, your moon sign and your rising sign. And those three really work well to develop your personality and kind of showcase your personality and how you view the world. So if you don't know those yet, I would go ahead and look that up real quickly. If you know your birthday and you know your time of birth, you can figure those, all three of those out. Otherwise, just focus with your sun sign. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish shuffling here, and we are going to go through all of the signs in the zodiac. I'm going to put the timestamps down below so that you can jump around to those three different particular astrological signs for yourself. And then at the end, we're actually going to do one final reading. I want us to look, this is such a good time of year with us being sort of in an in-between space for us to focus on a goal or something to work on and try to manifest something for ourselves. So I want to see what that should be for everyone, just an idea for us to kind of move forward there. But in just a quick second here, I'm going to finish shuffling, and you should go ahead and move to your sign. I'm going to go ahead and start with Aries. By the way, guys, if you would please give this a thumbs up if you're excited, and let me know down below what signs you are following, signs or signs. I'm a Taurus sun, so anyone who's Taurus out there, I would love to hear from you. Okay, so let us start with Aries. In Aries, right off the bat, the sun is actually directly opposite of the sign of Aries right now in the sky. So that can pose some difficulties just right off the bat. So if this feels a little bit tense for you this whole season, it's because it is sitting, the sun is going to be directly opposing your sun or your moon or your rising sign. So, and we get the Five of Cups, but reversed. So I'm just looking at the energy that's pulling in or going to be here for you. Five of Cups is going to be a much more difficult card when it's upright. So I feel as though for you, Aries, this coming up month, this season for you is a lot about moving on and realizing that sometimes the things that we have lost are actually better left in the past. And look, we can see that this person actually has 2 cups in their hand. So 3 cups spilled, 2 cups in their hand. So the theme, one of the energetic themes for you this month is going to be knowing when it's time to move on, knowing when it's time to, admit that things are rough, but let's leave some things behind and let's move forward. So depending on whether this is your sun, moon, or ascendant, this is going to come through in a little bit different way, but I would think about that general theme for you moving ahead. Okay, moving on to Taurus. Taurus, High Priestess card. What a beautiful card for this time of year. And I love to see this. Personally, I am a Taurus sun. So anything that's about tapping into the intuition during this time of year is actually really exciting for me. So if you have Tauran energy, I am on board with you. I'm excited. High Priestess, there's so much packed into this card, but the High Priestess is all about being receptive to the energies that are around us, understanding what those things mean for you, understanding how to read the signs that are around us. So for this season, this Libra season, Taurans, I want you to listen carefully, listen with not just your ears, but also listen with your intuition as well, because there are going to be messages and signs for you, and you want to make sure that you are able to pull back the curtain, so to speak, and see what is behind those things. So that's going to be an energetic theme for you. Keep your ear to the ground, not literally, but figuratively. Keep an eye out. I guess just listen. A lot of shut up and listen this month. Okay, moving on to Gemini. Also a perfect card for this season of the year. So death, we have the Reaper here, and this is, definitely in the middle of basically harvest season, or one of the harvest festivals for a lot of places around the world. So this is a time period where, lots of transition, moving out of one thing and into another thing. So what does this mean for you? Well, if this is your ascendant, then this might have to do with, meeting new people, or looking at the way that you show yourself to other people. Maybe a change there, maybe a change within friendships or a friend group. If this is more with your moon sign, then this might have to do with some serious changes with the way that you view the world and your feelings, and kind of how you sort through those feelings. The way that you kind of process those things coming in. And then if this is your sun sign, this could be about a big change in your life, about your life goals, about how you're seeing things in regards to that. So definitely, think about this energetic idea of making a change, making a transition, and moving forward. Okay. Moving on to Cancer. Now, Cancer, the sun is actually square right now in the sky to the sign of Cancer, because we're moving into the sign of Libra. So what that means for you, squares in terms of astrology are kind of uncomfortable. There's friction there. So if this is a time of year that feels a little rough for you in whichever area, sun, moon, or rising sign, it very likely, it could be like that cyclically if you find out, hey, that every year is kind of like this. Eight of Pentacles is the energy that is going to be flowing in and around your life during this season. And the Eight of Pentacles is a lot about kind of setting up shop, getting things done, being very productive. You can see in this particular card, there's a lot of, being prepared. And, you can see here, he's covering up, these smaller animals with these larger stones here. So this, even in this card, there's this idea of being prepared and being ready to protect even. The Pentacles is a very, very nurturing suit. And so take this idea of this energy of nurturing, preparedness, work, and watch how that comes into your life during this Libra season, and see what that looks like for you and how you might be able to harness that. All right. So I wanted to see what type of energy would be flowing into the season for you. And to me, the Fool has a couple of different concepts and energies behind it. One of them can be very carefree in a who the heck knows what's going to happen type of way. It's a very exciting energy to work with when you're sort of taking a leap of faith and stepping out into anything. Sometimes the Fool is a little bit ignorant to what's going on around them, and that can be a little bit as to why they're so happy. So it kind of depends on the person, but I'm getting sort of that idea coming through here, whether or not this is, really honestly being fairly carefree, or if it's more of a, I'm kind of hiding my head in the sand. But either one of those could be the case for you. So that energy flowing into your life this month, how is that going to impact you if you are a sun sign, a sun Leo, or a moon Leo, or a rising Leo? How do those areas of your life get impacted by this Fool energy? Think about that. Think about watching that energy come in. How can you harness that? How can you look at things with a more critical eye? How can you have more fun in those areas? Okay. All right, moving on to Virgo. Virgo, Five of Pentacles, but reversed. Virgo. And Virgo, you are an earth sign. Virgo's, that is an earth sign. And the idea of connecting that pentacles to that earth, you can see all the green here, that idea of feeling not comforted, okay, this way, and not accepted, and then suddenly feeling that coming in during this season. So the energy, that's the energy that I'm getting, is this energy of acceptance, this energy of doors opening for you, this energy of things being available for you where maybe they were not available before or had been shut down before. So if this is your sun sign, it's definitely a great time to reevaluate some of your goals and some of the things that you've been striving for. If this is a moon sign, I would say you definitely want to spend some time reevaluating kind of matters of the heart and the way that you've been sifting through and kind of looking at and processing those feelings and emotions that have been coming in. If this is your ascendant, think about watch your interactions with other people this month and see if there's doors that don't open for you. Okay, but that is what I am seeing for you, Virgo. Okay, Libra. And if you are a Libra sun, then happy birthday. Libra moon, Libra ascendant, certainly also welcome. We have the Two of Cups. So the energy that I see coming into this season for you is actually an idea of breaking or coming apart or being removed from something, or the breaking of, or the dissolving of, say, a contract or an agreement, okay? Sometimes it's painful. It is not always painful. The Cups suits oftentimes deal with emotions and emotional energies and feelings, but it doesn't have to. It can deal with relationships, but it doesn't have to be romantic relationships. So this month, the energy is actually really good for making breaks and making clean breaks. So as we are, and this is actually perfect for you and perfect for this season, Libra, we're oftentimes focusing on this idea of balance, this idea of cooperation, this idea of making things blend together and play nicely. This is reminding you that on the very first day of Libra season, we are in perfect balance with, night and day and the way that we're sitting. But the moment we take the first second away from that, we're no longer there. We're moving away from balance. And that's what this card is telling me, that it's a time of year for you to be able to make some of those changes and decide that, hey, maybe it's time to move away from things. Maybe it's time to make some changes. Maybe it's time to dissolve some things. Consider that, okay? Don't always have to play nice. Okay, Scorpio. Knight of Pentacles. So much earth energy in this particular reading that I'm doing for people so far. We're seeing a lot of this. Scorpio, and the Knight of Pentacles. This is an energy this is a great energy. I always love the Knight of Pentacles. I know people give him sometimes a bit of a hard time because they say that, he is someone who does a lot of thinking and is not doing a whole lot of moving. But I think it's because he's really secure with where he is. And so the energy that I'm seeing for you this month is that idea of, in Scorpio, you know who you are at your depths, okay, down internally. I don't need to tell you who you are. That is just part of being a Scorpio, is diving deep and looking at yourself internally. And this card right here is telling me to tell you to make sure that you are strong in who you are and in who you know that you are, and make people come to you, okay? He's not going anywhere. Look at him. He's on the top of this rock. There we go. He's up there. He's greeting people. He is making them come to him. He is not going down to see anyone. So the energy this month for you this season, make sure that people are meeting you where you are at. Okay, look for that. And that includes yourself. Meet yourself where you are at as well, because sometimes we don't always do that. But stand tall in who you are. Don't make any concessions for people. Think about how you can pull that into your life. Okay, so Sagittarius next. All right, Sag, we have the Wheel of Fortune reversed for you. And so what that means when it comes to the overall energy for you is anytime I see the Wheel of Fortune reversed, things are moving. They just don't feel like they're moving really well. They feel like they're maybe stuck. You feel like maybe trying to get anything started this month is going to be really difficult. When we're taking a time, okay, when starting things may not be the best thing for you, what I see then is an opportunity to rework and reconsider the things that you already have in play. Okay, so depending on whether this is your sun, moon, or rising sign, you might feel this energy in a different part of your life. But keep in mind, if you are unable to move ahead, then think about how can you rework and perfect. Okay, look for that type of energy this month versus trying to plunge ahead with new things. All right, Capricorn. All right, now Capricorn, for you, the sun is actually square in the sky to Capricorn. So whether this is your sun or your moon or your rising sign, the sun is still sitting square in the sky from Libra to Capricorn. So for you, it might feel a little bit tense this month. And actually, it might be like that every year this time of year. You might realize, hey, things just don't work perfectly right for me. And if that's the case, it's because that square is just hitting you hard, okay? But wonderful. But you get the 10 of Cups this month. I love this card because this card is a lot about camaraderie and things making a whole lot of sense and feeling really, really good. So if this is your rising sign, then this is going to deal an awful lot with the people around you and the way that you interact with them and how you present yourself to other people. You know, you're going to feel really good about that, feel really comfortable there. If it's your sun sign, then this could be actually an awful lot about you knowing who you are and standing, comfortably where you are. Moon sign is going to be obviously more internal, but all of this energy, the Ten of Cups energy, is a really gratifying, satisfying, comfortable, wonderful energy to have. So I would look for that energy to come through this month and think about how family-wise, friend-wise, emotions-wise, how can you harness that? And actually, Libra is a great time for doing that anyway, because Libran energy is very connected. It's very other-focused. So that would be my advice for you, is think about how can you be very other-focused this month and look for that energy coming in. Okay, Aquarius. All right, Aquarius, Two of Wands reversed. Okay, so when I see the Two of Wands reversed, guys, it's an idea here of maybe needing to reevaluate where you are sitting within a particular area of your life. I almost see, you can see he's got, let me see if I can get this to focus. He has one of his boots actually tied, and then he has the same thing with his arm, where he is basically tied to these two posts. So I would ask you, in what area of your life do you need to reevaluate? Because there's something holding you back. There's something keeping you down. There's something keeping you from being able to move forward. And you may not even see it. I mean, if you look at him, I mean, he looks fine. I mean, he's like, hey, look, it's a bird. I'm totally fine here. It's like he doesn't even realize that these things are there holding him down. So I would say look for this energy, guys. Where are you stuck? Where do you need to revamp? Where do you need to renew? What a great time of year for doing that. This is a fantastic year, time of year. Beginning of a new season, beginning of a new, slice of the zodiacal pie, so to speak. But the start of a new season. So what can you do with that energy, that kind of breaking free and reevaluating energy? Okay, Pisces. Okay, Pisces, Five of Swords. So for you this month, when you look at him, you can see that, he's got this he has a fighting, not a stance, but he's obviously, this is an action scene here, right? We can see he's got his two swords. He's fighting off these wolves in the background. There's a few swords down there. And, the question is he protecting other people? Have they kind of run out on him? But he's obviously looking at someone over his shoulder. And so this month, wanting to see what type of energies we're going to be flowing in. And I see some combativeness. I see some friction happening for you during this season. And so I would say, think about the area of your life that this is in, whether it's your sun, your moon, or your rising sign. Think about how that energy could be impacting, you and your personal goals, and how you feel about yourself, or some of those internal emotions, or the way that you interact with other people. Any of these, depending on the sign that you have here in Pisces, and think about how, watch for this energy to come in, this combativeness, this fighting, this picking type energy, this perhaps even protective energy. Look for that, watch for it, and diffuse it as necessary, or harness it if at all possible. So on to the second part of the reading. No matter what your signs are that you are following, I want to pull one card here for all of us, and your intuition is actually going to play a part in this. I'm going to have you choose a card actually towards the end. So if you could kind of slow your breathing just a little bit, try to get your head into that sort of fuzzy head space. And we're going to focus on what should we try to manifest into our lives this season. This is a great time of year for manifesting things, for new things coming in the door. All right. And by the way, guys, I do love to find out what signs people are following. So if you haven't commented down below while we're doing this last bit, certainly do that. And if you haven't seen your month ahead reading for the current month, make sure you watch that, and then make sure you subscribe, because the next month ahead reading will be coming out actually next week. Okay, so hopefully you have tuned in. I want you to just quickly take a look at these 3 cards. This message right here in regards to what we should be trying to manifest into our lives is going to be in a different area of your life. And I want you just to look at these 3 cards and decide which one, card number 1, 2, or 3, is the card for you today. So take a deep breath in. All right, and let's take a look. So this card right here, this is going to be all about what you should manifest for your heart, okay, that internal kind of emotions based. If you chose this one, then this card's going to be all about kind of head and more logic focused things. And then this last card is about manifesting something for your spirit. So let's see what card we got. Oh, wonderful. We got the Love card. So depending on if this is your head or your heart or your spirit that you should be manifesting, guys, this is pretty self-explanatory. Oftentimes, during this time of year too, Self-Love September is a time as well. So I think this is actually perfect for this. So just keep that in mind, guys. Whether you are focusing on your head or your heart or your overall spirit, how can you bring more love into it? How can you love yourself more? How can you spend more time focusing and caring for yourself more? And take your 3 readings, 1 or 3 readings that you had, combine it with this, and manifest for yourself, guys, an awesome Libra season. I hope to see you in the next video, and see you next time.